What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the second episode of BLERDS N THE HOOD with me, your resident supervillain, Mr. J. Washington.
I'm the swaggy blerd, Winston A. Marshall.
Thank you for everybody who tuned into our inaugural episode, and for those who are brand new here, what we are going to do is get you caught up in everything in the world of pop culture, sports, entertainment, nerddom, and so much more from a black nerd perspective, which is being Winston and myself. And there have been so many things that have happened, so we got to get into our first story, which is starting us off on a very somber note.
This past Sunday, I'm sure you've heard by now, a helicopter crash happened in Calabasas, California, and claimed the life of Kobe Bryant, his daughter Gianna, and 7 other passengers as well. It's something that's hit the world wide. Kobe being a worldwide figure and a legend, he affected a lot of people, especially here in the city of Los Angeles. You're seeing memorials all over the place, purple and gold everywhere, people chanting Kobe, memorials at the Staples Center. And most importantly, I think the thing that you probably appreciate yourself, Jay, is there's a lot of talk about how Kobe was such a wonderful girl dad. And that actually was trending in the past couple of days after a story from one of the anchors at ESPN.
And it is a very sad thing. Our hearts go out to the Bryant family as well as the families of all those lost on that helicopter within that crash. But another story that came out and arose from this is the lack of humility from people trying to make jokes, comedians and wannabe comedians. And one in particular, comedian R.I.P took to Twitter and immediately began to lambaste Kobe, in his death, talking about he deserved to die, one less person, good riddance, and this, that, and the third. He went on to say later that he was hacked via Twitter, which people may have agreed with if he had not doubled down on Instagram in a video. And that video went viral, and let us just say the shitstorm began. From there, he had begun getting threats and everything, to the point now where the New York Comedy Club and the Comedy Cellar in New York City have canceled his shows and scheduled appearances due to them getting threats of the club of having the club, quote-unquote, shot up.
I mean, I don't know what he thought was going to happen. When you consider that, Kobe is one of those figures amongst the black community that pretty much everybody, rocked with. So you're talking Bloods and Crips. If they agree on something and you fuck up, you know your ass is dead, son.
The thing is, Kobe's disdain people may have had from him just because he was a great basketball player against their favorite basketball players, me being from Chicago against Michael Jordan. But I was telling a lot of comedians via Facebook who thought it was we should be able to make these jokes with nothing happening behind us. Everybody don't play that it's a joke thing. The streets don't play that it's a joke thing. Yeah. And that's what's happened with this. The streets have gotten involved. It is no longer just a cute little Instagram, Twitter. The streets are real. And when you have these hood niggas, these thugs coming at you, they want to get at your grill. It is like when Nipsey Hussle died. You notice nobody said anything stupid because they knew the ramifications of it.
There were already people out there talking about if we find out this sucker that did this, we're going to put him in the grave.
See, and that's not a good thing. And we may be sounding like we're joking about some of these things, but when shit in real life happens, it hits hard. But something else that hit hard was the Grammy Awards that went down this past Sunday in Los Angeles. Of course, it was the celebration of the music and recording industry, and one particular award that stood out to us was the award given to Tyler, the Creator, for Best Rap Urban Album for his album Igor. Now, he gave an emotional speech on stage with his mother there, but it was not that stood out the most.
I'm half and half on it. On one side, I'm very grateful that what I made could just be, acknowledged in the world like this. But also, it sucks that whenever and I mean guys that look like me, do anything that's genre bending or that's anything, they always put it in a rap or urban category, which is, and I don't like that urban word. It's just a politically correct way to say the N-word to me. So when I hear that, I'm just like, why can't we just be in pop? Why can't it just, you know what I mean? So I felt like half of me feels like the rap nomination was a backhanded compliment. Like, my little cousin wants to play the game. Let's give him the unplugged controller so he could shut up and feel good about it.
See, I love that. I love that because we all had that little cousin that was annoying as hell, and you were just trying to play Mortal Kombat and be like, get over here! You know what I'm saying? And he was like, come on, let me play. So you would give his ass an unplugged controller and be like, oh, that's you right there, you're Sub-Zero. And you would be whooping up on his ass and maybe better next time, but he thought he was playing. The analogy he gave was brilliant because that's what it feels like a lot of times with these awards. It feels like when you call it the urban category, like you said, it's the white.
It's diet nigger.
It's nigger diet. Diet nigger.
It's diet nigger.
Light. It's nigger light.
It's nigger light.
That's what it is. So it's nigger light, and it allows you to get away with stuff because he said he played with genre. He wasn't putting pop. Lizzo's rapped. She wasn't putting in rap. It really was just they're doing it to be like, cool, now go be quiet over there in the corner.
And then you have some people who've gone on social media, of course, because that's where everyone wants to voice their opinion, saying, oh, he should be happy he was nominated. And Tyler, the Creator, even said, I may not ever get nominated again.
But I need to say this.
But I need to let this be known. And I applaud him for that, because we have the situation also going on with the Oscars, how this year the number of black nominees within themselves have been at an extreme low. And since
even though you've had a number of very strong black performances, the number of women in directing was 0, even though you had some of the best films that have been made in the last few years, made all by women, no nominations for them. And then you had J-Lo, you had Awkwafina, you had Lupita, all incredible performances. None of them are nominated.
Well, Lupita is nominated, I believe she is.
For what? For
she's
us?
not?
No.
Lupita's
no.
Oh, you're right. She sure is
them.
And so here's the problem.
It's, what's her name for Harriet?
Yes, it's Cynthia Erivo.
Thank you.
That's who it is. So the problem is this. We'll all go that there's only 5 nomination slots for actor, actress, supporting actor, supporting actress. But there are 9 for film. Why not make it 9 across the board?
Why not make it 9 across the board for director?
For everything. Just make it across the board evenly. This way, also, have the people who do the nominations and the voting actually watch the projects. Because there's no way you're telling me that Eddie Murphy should not have been nominated for his performance in Dolomite Is My Name. But that's here nor there. We'll see how this plays out when the Academy Awards actually happen.
Now, this isn't the only situation of people standing up that we paid attention to this week. If you haven't heard over the last couple of weeks, there's a young man in Houston named DeAndre Arnold. He is at the Barber Hill ISD school district down near Houston, and he has dreads probably down here. So you're rock my brother. Both West Indian. He's Trinidadian. I'm Guyanese. My point is,
I'm Blackanese.
Oh, nigga. Either way, my boy is rocking the dreads. Not only as a look, but it's a cultural thing for him. And he was actually told by the school that he would not be allowed to graduate, would not be allowed to walk across the stage and graduate from the school if he did not cut his dreads. Now, where this is problematic, this isn't something like they invented a new rule, which would also be kind of shitty. This kid has also been in the school since 7th grade with the same hairstyle. And
been growing his hair.
Been growing it out. And they've only decided to say something right now, which is absolutely frustrating. Now, a lot of people immediately took to Twitter being like, this is racist as shit. Like, why would you do this? And I would be inclined to agree with that, and I still kind of do. But there have been white and Latino kids that have also, males that have also been like, we can't have our hair past a certain point, and they're giving us shit about it too. It's just a dumb rule in general, and they're just kind of arbitrarily...
It's very archaic.
It's very archaic.
And the problem, again, dreadlocks are part of history, and it's part of culture, like it said.
Culture.
But also, this has also brought up the issue with black women at work who have been dismissed from their jobs, and only recently, I think California passed it, where women could not be fired for their hairstyles, which is a sad thing that needs to be made a fucking law. Pardon my expression. But the fact that this is happening, and you have people who culturally appropriate hairstyles. You've seen many white women and white men with dreadlocks, many white women trying to do Bantu knots, now calling it other things on the internet, and so much more. And so Ellen DeGeneres, being the kind-hearted woman she is, brought DeAndre on her show, and her and Alicia Keys decided to surprise the young man.
They actually get partnered up with Shutterfly and donated $20,000 to this kid, awarded him a scholarship for college, and Ellen made a plea for the end of her show being like, look, this is an archaic rule, please change this. This is a good kid, he's never been in trouble, he works hard, he's smart. Let him graduate. Get rid of this stupid rule. So, we're going to cross our fingers and hope that it happens. I mean, I know that this story affected me personally because I'm probably going to have to cut my hair soon for work, for acting roles. There's not a specific role where someone's trying to force me. But it is a situation that to open myself up for other opportunities, like if they're period pieces, I can do more with less hair than I can with more hair. Like, I can't, mat this down.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
But there's always this thing, too, when actors go up in front of the camera at auditions, one of the questions they automatically ask you, are you willing to shave? And that is a big thing because many men grow their beards for cultural purposes. And so this is something that is applies to the situation because there are reasons you need to and reasons you should have to, but you can't force someone for a cultural issue like this. And it's just very sad, man. Like you said, we're hoping that the best comes out of this situation, but who knows? But we got so much more we want to talk about, but we want to know what your thoughts are in the comments below, all right? So use that comment section. Engage with us, and we'll engage with you all. If you are on Facebook watching this, be sure to like the BLERDS in the Hoods page. And if you're on YouTube, go over to Facebook and like the BLERDS in the Hood page, but make sure you're subscribing here as well, all right?
Subscribe here. Well, whichever platform you like, please do. I mean, support us on both of them. You know what? It would be very helpful if both of them were popping. You can watch wherever you want to watch it, but do both of those things. Follow us on our socials. You see them right below our faces right now. And we'll be here every Wednesday. We apologize this week that there's a day behind. We had some technical difficulties.
We're getting past that.
We think we got that all sorted out, so we're just going to be smooth sailing from here, knock on wood and shit. Either way, y'all, thank you so much for rocking with us. We love y'all. We'll see you next week. Peace.